Stop being a victim. One hurtful self-defense mechanism that dyslexics use to run away from pain goes something like this. You didn't format that question perfectly, so I don't have to answer it. Or, that problem is not perfectly defined, so I don't have to do anything about it. This form of victimhood can be subtly destructive for the person with dyslexia. This approach undermines their self-esteem, leads to poor performance in school or work, and causes problems in relationships. Deep inside, a dyslexic who deploys this "it's not perfect" defense knows they are avoiding the effort necessary to understand and answer the questions and solve the problems presented to them. The emotional scars they have may have left them with a poor self-image. They may be tired from overcoming dyslexia and the other battles of the day. They may be emotionally fed up with being different from others or the frustration of dealing with dyslexia. Ultimately, their fatigue or frustration doesn't matter to the rest of the world. They still need to perform, and by dodging a question or a problem, they are consciously or subconsciously telling themselves the lie that they are not good enough. If used extensively, this defense can seriously erode self-confidence and diminish all the other hard work the dyslexic has accomplished. Consistently telling someone who asks them a question or asks them to solve a problem that poor formatting is an excuse for not answering a question or trying to solve a problem is not going to sit well with the other person. The teacher, professor, or boss might tolerate a certain amount of resistance for a while, but the teacher or boss will eventually view the resistance as either a lack of capability or a sign of revolt. Getting to that point is unnecessary and can only harm the dyslexic and the other party. Deflecting work because it is not perfectly described does not help anyone. Adding unnecessary emotions for both the dyslexic and the non-dyslexic only creates more work and expenditure of extra energy. Telling a loved one they need to perfectly define a question or a problem or the dyslexic will do nothing is likely to cause tension in a relationship. The non-dyslexic can easily view the "it's not perfect, so I don't have to respond or do anything about it" approach as an attack by the dyslexic. This is especially true if the question or problem is of a sensitive nature. A non-dyslexic should always try to construct questions and outline problems in a way that makes their dyslexic loved one comfortable. After all, they care about their loved one and hopefully want to give their dyslexic what they need to overcome dyslexia. That said, when this defense is overused, it needs to be discussed between the two parties. Negative emotions always find a way to surface in a relationship. The person with dyslexia needs to accept the fact that the world is not perfect. It's nice when someone takes the time to reformat a question or a problem to help a dyslexic, whether they know the other person has dyslexia or not. The world, however, does not owe the dyslexic anything, including perfectly formatted questions and problems. A person with dyslexia needs to remind themselves of that when they see that they are frequently using the "it's not perfect" defense. At the same time, the non-dyslexic in the relationship needs to be patient and always willing to format their communication in a way that best suits their loved one. Both individuals need to be willing to discuss their progress in suppressing this dyslexic protective mechanism without becoming angry or defensive.